we bought Honey, we bought her from a commercial dairy, and she had had her calf about 6 weeks before she came to us, and she had been put immediately into a pen with a bull. So she'd been running with a bull for about 6 weeks before she came here. Now, we had sort of bought Honey as a bit of an interim cow before we bought like a proper Jersey that we were gonna breed, but she's turned out to be absolutely lovely. So the hope is that Honey is actually pregnant from her time with the bull. She's licking me so much. Now, we haven't noticed any of the normal signs of her coming into season yet. So that would be things like discharge from her vulva, her tail hanging to one side, and then mooing for other cows. So we haven't noticed any of that. If you have more than one cow, you would also see the other cows bulling her, which is jumping on her back, mounting her, or her mounting them. And we haven't noticed any of that because obviously we don't have any other cows. Now, we do have some other signs that potentially she is cycling and coming into heat. This licking behavior, she's very affectionate quite often. And while I haven't necessarily been charting it, I certainly know that I too like people who are during ovulation. So that is one of the things that could be going on. So what we've actually done so that we can determine what course of action we're going to take from here is we have put her milk through the National Milk Register to see if she's pregnant. Now, the National Milk Register can do a number of tests. They can test for various bacteria. They can test for the type of protein, casein protein that they have in the milk that the cows produce. And they can do a host of other tests as well. But we've just gone for a pregnancy test because if she's pregnant, which would be our ideal situation, she would then calve with us later this year and we would have a honey calf. However, if she's not pregnant, then we would need to make a decision about what we do. So in theory, like goats, you can do what's called milking through. You can get your cow pregnant once every couple of years and milk through the entire time, getting her pregnant every other year, and that is fine. So we could do that, but we have a bit of a hiccup with that. Because she was left without anything suckling her for about a week before we got her, her milk actually had started to dry up quite a lot. So while we have brought her back up to about 10 liters a day, potentially as they go through their lactation cycle, that production will go down and we will be left without a lot of milk. We don't particularly want to buy another cow, so we will need to consider getting her bred, either through artificial insemination or through borrowing a bull. But we need to know if she's pregnant, so we are waiting the test results. I really hope that she is. I just think she's just the most lovely cow. And I think she would make a great mom. She's so loving, loves all of the babies. I'd love to keep her. Her milk is beautiful, great cream lines, all of that. We just have to wait and see. So today we are sending off our pregnancy test for Honey. And you request it from the National Milk Register, NMR, and it comes to you in this little box. You fill out a pregnancy testing form, and then you open up the box, and then you fill in one of these little containers per cow per test. So we're just getting one pregnancy test. We won't need the rest of these. So I'm just going to fill this up with today's milk. So I have filled up my little pot. I'm going to stick it back in the tray, put it in this plastic bag that comes with the test. Wrap it up so it doesn't spill everywhere, obviously. Stick it in with my filled out paperwork. And then I will stick it back in the sleeve. And stick my label on. And then I'll just stick some tape around it to send it in the post. And while we wait for Honey's pregnancy test. I have to say, it's been a week of babies, so we have baby fever around here at Garter. I don't know if you can see, back in that corner over there behind Loretta are Esteline's 2 little lambs. She had a little boy and a girl, and they love to snuggle in that corner with the pig. They're very cute. We say that Auntie Loretta and Uncle Boy Boy are the babysitters. I think they're warm. And little Dot had her little baby, who is a wee girl, very Soe looking. Hi, little Viva. And these 2 guys, these are bruisers now. So big in comparison to Hetty's wee lambs. But there's just babies everywhere. This week we also welcomed Emmy Lou's first kid named Dolly, a little girl who is absolutely perfect. The birth was a little bit tricky, so there was no filming, but she is just gorgeous, super sweet, and we are in love.
They're very hard to find. Could you stand for her? Oh, what the baby?
So Honey's pregnancy results have just arrived, and so we're gonna open them like proper YouTubers.
Here we go.
Let's see. Huh?
Yay!
She's pregnant!
We're having a baby.
We're having a baby!
Cow.
Yeah, so good news. So Honey was bred when we got her. That means that she will calve probably September, October time. A cow's gestation is 10 months. And so she would have been put to bull probably December time. So yeah, that is exciting. And what it means for us is that it really secures our milk supply for the next 2 years. So we will milk her until July or so. Then she'll get 60 days rest before she calves. And then we will milk her through for a year and then decide what we're gonna do from there. Now, as it happens, because I wasn't really expecting her to be pregnant, I have actually lined up a potential AI source. So artificial insemination is relatively inexpensive, and for us it's really the best option. Most of the herds around here operate what's called a closed herd, meaning they don't buy in any females. Females are bred, and they only buy in bulls. So people aren't that keen on having a cow come to stay, and we don't have the facility to keep a bull here. So we were gonna look at AI for her, possibly putting her to a meat breed, a beef breed of bull, but not necessary because Honey Bunny is pregnant. How do you feel about that? Yeah, so Honey is was a nurse cow, so we will definitely keep the calf. Well, not definitely, you never know definitely, but the aim would be to keep the calf on her and calf share. So yeah, really good news, and she's giving me exfoliating my arms that don't need to be exfoliated.